Juan Carlos, who presents Spanish dance and Spanish dance company, Kubi. Could you please tell us 2 words about your company?
My company is the name is Kulvik and started 2 years ago. We started to do a fusion of hip hop and mime and contemporary, and we start to do a performance about that styles and this fusion, and that's all. That's the company. That's our work.
And what we saw today is absolutely new. So it is some kind of new style. It's a mixture. Mm-hmm. It's a mixture between the pantomime, ballet, theater. So whose idea was it?
Because many years ago, when hip hop started with a very influence about mime, and but not specific. And I watched a lot of Tal Tablin videotapes and Buster Keaton, and I love that style. And I think that it's very interesting for my company to move in that direction and make a different way to do hip hop. Hip hop is not only beat and movement; it's more, for me, it's more interesting to do something inside of you, like express yourself and in hip hop, and the poetry too. Mix the poetry and mime and.
So yes, you use poetry.
Yeah.
You use poetry, and could you please tell about poetry? Who is
Yes.
the poet?
The poet. The name is Ulises Paniagua. Mm-hmm. It's a poet from Mexico, mm-hmm. and I find him by internet, by net, and I talk with Ulises about that project, and he was very interested to come inside this project and envelop all the atmosphere of my idea about spectacle. That spectacle, the name is Cube, the spectacle, and he give us all the poems, and we can go in that direction because he want to do it too.
And did he present at your rehearsals?
Yeah, but not physical, by internet only. I never meet him physical, just by net.
It's so fantastic, mm-hmm. because this combination of movement, poetry, mm-hmm. and music, it creates a magic effect. Mm-hmm. And what about music? Whose music do you use?
I use the music. It's the music of different artists on the world. Like you can hear the electronic music, hip hop music, or classical music. I mix it too because I think that. For me, the evolution of dance is on the fusion of different I can tell you like poetry, like contemporary, like hip hop, like everything. If you do the fusion, you go up, I'm sure.
And it creates a magnificent effect because their energy, mm-hmm. It combines 3 energies: energy of poetry, energy of music, energy of movement, mm-hmm. and this makes this magnificent effect.
Thank you.
Because when you create this performance, you play with invisible subjects, mm-hmm. and this idea of invisible world. Mm-hmm. Where did it come from? So,
yeah, because I think it's like when you read a book, you can imagine. When you watch a movie, you can't imagine. For me, it's the same in dance. If you do this wall and take everything, you can imagine what's that. It's not the same like you take a glass and drink water. For me, it's more interesting to read the book than watch a movie. It's the same in my kind of movement. I prefer to touch a wall, but imagine the world, not touch it physical. You understand?
But it creates real effect. This invisible world creates a real effect, and it's not only exists in your imagination. It exists only. It exists also in the imagination of the audience. So this is a real magic.
Thank you.
And when did you start? When did you start dancing, working with pantomime and ballet? It's not 2 years ago, so probably it was from the past.
Start 2 years ago, but think about start maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I started to dance 17 years ago, and I moved to Los Angeles, I moved to Paris or Germany too, and Tokyo, and I watched all the different kinds of dance, of the people think about hip hop, what's hip hop, and many people give me many ideas about to fusion in my style and move my own style, you know, because I think it's very important this, to keep your own style. Many people dance like everything together, everything is the same thing, but I think the character of every person is more interesting. This is why I make a different kind of performance, of idea of creation.
So it expresses your emotion, and we can feel also the tense of time. So I think it is very up to date because it combines some kind of feelings of people around the world. So did you also try to feel it in with special emotions of time, so it would give this present moment?
I don't know how to explain. It's difficult to answer this question because for me dance is emotional, and when I express my dance, when I do the creation, it depends on my emotion in that moment. You understand? And this is why I do. The way to creation, it's a free time to me to do it. In that moment, I write my idea and I go in that direction. It's just emotional, and if I'm ugly, if I'm hungry, I do different character of choreography. If I'm happy because my friend is in love, I do a different combination of, you know, and I mix it. All my atmosphere of people here in Moscow, or it's very important for me to create my own performance or public idea.
And your team, it is just it creates a feeling as a one person. As one person presents, because all the movements, they are so clear. So you just dance as one person, that but in different people. So some dancers, they present a very nice whole picture. How is it possible? Where did you find such a wonderful team?
Because these guys was my students, and I watched it. One of these is free because it's a crazy dancer, and I watch it and I love, and I keep it. But the other guys was my students, and I watch these guys going up, and I think about to create a new company, and but I give all my information about technique, about, you know, and I create this style with these guys. But these guys have a very personal work too. They work with Kulvik, with me, but they have different ideas of different kind of movement or choreography too. They have his own personality too.
And what about the future? How do you see the future of your group?
We will do a new performance next year because many theaters give us to go around Spain to move Cube. This is spectacle, and a new spectacle too. and we moved to Belgium too to do a performance. Go up with the company and go work a lot more.
And are you going to develop in the same style? Are you
Yes.
going to use poetry as well?
No, different, because in Barcelona the people who like to do a new performance, they want to do a comedian, comedian, and we will do a comedy performance. More happy, but with pantomime. Pantomime, because Kulvik is pantomime, hip hop, and contemporary. But poetry, it's just here in Cube. Maybe in the future, maybe we will do it again. I don't know. But the base of Kulvik and tap with tag. Maybe in the future we will do again poetry. I don't know. Maybe yes. And next year, I hope we will come again. And in Vortex Dance Center, we would like to do again different performance about fusion again in hip hop, mime, and tap. Because I think it's very important, interesting for Kulvik to go up and for Vortex to help us and come again and work together and do a development about hip hop and tap.
Okay, thank you very much
You're
for your
welcome.
magic.
Thank you. You like it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Como perros rabiosos, puercos malditos. Dame el perdón. Si te corté las alas con los caprichos, no es silencio que revienta la noche, o dolor de cuanto más jugosa es la población de manzanas, solo reconforta la sensación.